New laptops coming from Lenovo. And hey, you're going to want to stick around to the end. Some game-changing features on these new Lenovo laptops. There's 3 series. There's the X series, L series, and T series, all with sort of Ultrabook parts. But the 14, 15-inch T series, which I'll get to in a sec, going to be amazing for content creation, maybe a bit of light gaming and stuff like that. Now, ThinkPads are legendary for their toughness. A lot of business people use them, and they're extremely tough. So you get everything you expect with a ThinkPad, military spec stuff, low temperature soldering, stuff like that. We're going to have Wi-Fi 6, Cat16, WWAN 6, WPA security, and my Wi-Fi 6 hasn't upgraded to WPA 3 yet, so I'm waiting for that. Also, we have options of Ultra HD displays, OLED, Dolby Vision, basically HDR displays there, and AMD. Woof. Yes, AMD. I'll get to the T series in a sec. I think they're going to be the best if you're going to want a game or video edit or something like that. We'll go to the L series, which is the budget series. And by the way, if you have a look here, they all come out Q2. So you can expect back to school sort of time around there. End of spring, end of autumn here. And the T series start at $849. The 15 inches starts at $1,079. The X series start at $849 and $1,099 respectively. And the L series, if you get the L13, 14 or 15, there's 3 versions there starting at $679. These are pretty good laptops for their price. Of course, at that price, you're going to have some compromises. So let's have a look at the L series first. So there's 2 versions. There's a 14 inch and a 15 inch. And yes, we have the options of AMD and Intel. Now, here's the game-changing thing. I said many times, until I see it, I don't believe it. But look, so we've got the Ryzen 4000 series CPU. So these are the 15-watt parts, up to 8 cores. 8 friggin' cores. Radeon graphics. So really good graphics. You'll be able to game on it and everything. Up to 64 gigs. 1 terabyte SSD in there, 45 watt hour battery, 12 hours battery life. They're Ultrabooks, so they should be good on battery life. But here's the game changing things. Have a look here, and I'm sorry for the low resolution photos. That's the best I can get at the moment. We have Wi-Fi 6. Now on the other ones, we got another extra bonus, not just Wi-Fi 6, but we're getting Wi-Fi 6 on AMD system. But you can see here, it comes in at 1.6 kilos, 3.56 pounds. It is a budget laptop. You can even get a TN panel, and that will be the $700 one, whatever it is. They'll have the TN panel. Not that many panel options, but these are good enough. If that's your budget, that's your budget. And look, if you have Ryzen CPUs in it, it's going to fly. So yeah, that's good. Of course, you get a 15-inch option, which is heavier, 4.37 pounds, 1.98 kilos. So that's full, like 15-inch sort of size there. 21 millimeters thick. 64 gigs RAM, and Intel 10th generation CPUs, and they're using Ultra HD graphics, so you'd expect that to be Comet Lake parts, because obviously here we have 65 watts. So yeah, it's going to be Comet Lake 10th generation Intel parts, and both on the 15 and the 14 you can have either Intel or AMD. Now the AMD is probably going to be the best one, because it's going to have up to 8 cores, better graphics, and probably be cheaper. So if we go to the X series, now these X series, they're not quite as good as the ThinkPad X1 Carbon or the Yoga, but the X series are pretty good. So these are 13-inch sort of Ultrabooks here. These aren't budget by any stretch of the imagination, but they don't cost as much as the Carbon or the X1 Yoga. So the game changer with these ones is these 13 inches. Have a look here. AMD with Thunderbolt 3, Wi-Fi 6, Cat 9, Wolf. That is it, baby. AMD with everything you need. The Thunderbolt built in. You get the Ryzen 4000 processors. You get, look at all the display options you have here. You have a 500 nit full HD display. Other display options as well. 2.84 pounds or 1.28 kilos. 48 watt hour battery, 65 watts. Up to 32 gigs RAM. So yeah, good graphics, good CPU, and Wi-Fi 6 and Thunderbolt 3 with AMD. But there is a premium model. If we have a look at the premium model here, which is the Yoga, the X13 Yoga, have a look at this X13 Yoga. We have OLED display, 400 nits, Dolby Vision, which Dolby Vision is like sort of like HDR. Have a 500 nit panel, same sort of thing, 2.85 pounds. I wish they had the AMD option with this sort of displays with this Yoga, but they don't seem to have an AMD option with the Yoga. That's interesting. And of course, a bigger battery, so better battery life, same sort of thing, 65 watt charger, 15 watt U part, 10th generation, up to 6 cores, so it is Comet Lake. And of course, you get Thunderbolt 3, Wi-Fi 6. Then, if we go to the ones I like the best out of these are the T series. So we'll go to the 14-inch first. 14-inch AMD, and things to know here: 17.9 millimeters, 3.23 pounds, 1.46 kilos, 65 watts. It is Ultrabook parts in this. Ryzen 4000 series CPUs. So it's going to have good graphics, good CPU power, up to 32 gigs RAM, 50 watt hour battery, which is sort of small for a 14-inch. There's lots of display options here. You can have a look there. You've got a 500 nit Full HD. They seem to be all Full HD, Full HD, Full HD. Yeah, so there's no higher resolution, OLED or Dolby Vision, but this is the 14-inch. I'll get onto the 15-inch in a sec, but Thunderbolt 3, importantly, Wi-Fi 6, and this is AMD. Of course, you get the Intel version, and with the Intel version, you get up to 6 cores, Comet Lake CPUs, U parts there. Have a look here. GeForce MX 330 2GB graphics. So this is an Ultrabook. It's only 3.23 pounds, 1.46 kilos, and it's got graphics as well. And all the 14 inches with the AMD don't get the option of the MX 330. And the reason is you don't need it if you've got the AMD. With the Intel, you do need those graphics. So if we go to the 15-inch, which is probably my favorite here because you have a 4K Dolby Vision display here, 500 nits. It is a bit heavier, 3.86 kilos, 1.75 pounds. So it is lighter than most 15-inch laptops, but you got to remember it's using, mobile parts. So we've got a 15 watt Comet Lake CPU, 6 cores. We have MX 330 graphics. Now you need that because the AMDs don't need this, because the AMD's graphics will be close to that. Probably not quite as fast, but close enough. So this will be good for video editing. 48 gigs RAM. That means one of the banks is soldered, so it'll be 16-inch soldered in, and then you can add another 32 gig if you wanted to make 48, but the best to do is 16 and 16 to have 32 gigs, so it's dual channel. And yeah, the battery life, it probably won't be that great, 57 watt hours. Well, it'll be okay because it is using mobile parts, but woof. Again, Thunderbolt 3, as you'd expect with Intel, has to have it, and Wi-Fi 6. This is the 15-inch. This is the one probably I like the most, or I'd like one of the 14 inches with the AMD graphics, because we're getting Thunderbolt 3 and Wi-Fi 6, so we lose out on nothing. The only thing with the 14 inches is don't get the display options like the Dolby Vision display option that you get with the 15-inch. Some really interesting laptops here from Lenovo. Which one do you want me to cover the most out of these? Try and get them all in here, but they look amazing. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one. Tally ho.